How about you all sit there quietly while I make dad noises?
Dad noises. Dad noises.
Ran over there and go to the John.
Welcome to Dad Noises, the podcast for dads, by a dad, without a dad. I'm your host, JP, and tonight I am not alone. I am joined by good friend, sexy nerd. Was that appropriate?
Great value Tim Pool.
Great value Tim Pool. Yeah, the brown Tim Pool.
Yeah, I got the Tim Pool look going today. It's a lot colder than normally where we are, so I had the beanie
and it's about to get
because I don't
colder.
have any hair. So
yeah, and it's about to get way colder too.
Yeah.
So I'll put up a picture of Tim Pool and check it out. So
yeah, y'all be the judge. Am I? Should I be the new Tim Pool?
I think
Am
so.
I better looking than
think
Tim
you kind
Pool?
of got
All these
the-
questions need to be answered.
You kind of got the reins right now. You kind of took it over.
Yeah.
You can just change your name from Adam to Tim Pool.
I'm now Tim Pool.
Yeah. So we brought you on today because we want to talk about some tech. It's funny because we were just talking about stuff right before we started recording, and let's keep talking about Apple because I want to go through.
Okay.
So I recently got into the cult. Some would say I was a Google person for a while because I don't know why. I don't know. Apple's too mainstream. I don't know. Like I don't know what it was.
That's so weird to say that they're mainstream because everybody uses Google.
Really? Oh yeah. Like
Google,
the website.
Like Google is the search engine.
Yeah.
It's the number one search engine, right? Google.
Yeah.
And then
Most people probably use Chrome too.
yeah, and people
say.
yeah, and then now they have the Chrome browser that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Because the main browsers would be Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari, which is Apple.
Yeah.
Because if you have a Mac, it comes with Safari.
And Internet Explorer. If you're a version that still lives in a basement.
No. So now it's Edge. It's Microsoft Edge,
yeah,
or
is
now
Edge.
it's just Edge. They changed it again to just Edge.
It's so
But-
cool.
But the tech thing is you just use Edge to download Chrome, and then you just don't use Edge ever again.
You just take it off. You can uninstall it, right?
I don't know if you can uninstall it on
I hate when they do that.
Microsoft
Yeah.
or on Windows because I think it's like embedded in the operating system,
Yeah.
so it might break something. I've never tried to
Might break
uninstall it.
something.
I've never tried to uninstall it. I know I'm pretty sure on iPhones now you can uninstall Safari.
Oh, really?
So with the newest updates, yeah, you can actually install a different browser and you can make it your default now, which is something
nice.
you can do on like traditional desktop, laptop computers.
Yeah.
But now I think you can do it on iPhones.
Okay. I use Chrome on the iPhone.
Yeah.
I recently switched because I had the Google Pixel 4, I think. And it lasted for a while. It lasted like 3 years or something like that. Maybe it wasn't the 4. I don't remember, but the phone I only had the phone for like maybe 3 years, and then it just like bricked. And then
Yeah.
the rest of the family's all Apple, and it's like they're just like, just do it. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I will say so I am a computer IT person, and the IT thing is to not use Apple stuff just because there's so many other devices out there to use.
Oh yeah.
But I 100% use Apple.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not like I think one's better than the other, but it's just so easy to use. Like when I'm not working, I don't want to have to fix my stuff.
Yeah.
Like I do it all day, right?
Right,
I fix
yeah, you don't
other
wanna-
people's problems. I don't want to then come home and I'm fixing my own stuff. Like I'm
Right.
just fixing stuff
All the time.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because the Apple stuff, it just works.
That's like a living hell.
It
It's
is.
constantly fixing IT problems.
Dude, you don't even know, man.
I hate when my printer goes offline for no reason. It just starts messing up, and then you have to freaking do all this crap to it. Ugh,
Dude, I just hate printers, period.
printers are the worst.
Printers are the worst device.
Printers.
You know what's worse than printers?
What?
3D printers.
Oh, I imagine, bro. I bet you it's a pain, dude.
Yeah, because I have one. Yeah, the 3D printers, they're good, but they've been around for a while, but you still have to, it's like you got to spend a lot of money still to get one that just
that's worth
works.
It. Yeah.
Like if you just want to hit the button and it does what you want,
yeah.
you got to spend a lot of money still. They're getting really good though, because you can buy one now for I have one, it was like $100.
Really?
And it can print, I mean, whatever can fit on the bed. Or like what people do is with small printers is they'll break up big jobs to fit, and then they'll mold it, weld it. They call it a 3D printing welding, which is just like melting the plastic
together,
back together, and then they finish it.
Do they like use a soldering pen for that or something?
You can just use like a soldering pen, I guess.
Okay,
but you got to be careful because the plastics are dangerous to breathe.
Oh So you have to make sure you have a mask on.
You got to have a well ventilated area, mask. I don't do anything like that. My printer, it will print when it wants.
It just has a mind of its own.
It has mind of its own.
Maybe you just got a possessed printer.
Yeah, I think I do have because my brother has the same one,
and it works fine.
And his will work, dude.
Yeah.
Anything you throw on it, it just prints it.
It was like in the house of like this freaking murder homicide like that took place, and like while the guy was dying, he was like, "I curse you, and I'll live in that printer." And then like he just like died, and then his body's freaking his soul. I mean,
or what could have happened is wherever they're being manufactured, somebody died that day.
Oh, in the factory. Yeah, so it's haunted by some
and
Asian
it's haunted
dude.
by some Asian
some Chinese guy.
My printer said haunted by some Asian guy. And then he chooses to print. I'm not gonna print today.
yeah. Dude, that's hilarious.
It's been turned off for like a month though, so
yeah,
I'd have to mess with it again. But
I'm sorry. I feel like I keep moving, but I hurt my hip today, so I'm in like a lot of pain. Man. It's annoying, dude.
It's the weather. We're so old.
Dude, it's only going to get colder. It's going to be like 15 degrees.
Yeah, with like 0 wind chills. Which for anybody up north that's watching this are laughing at us.
Mm-hmm. Because some of them are like in the negative 30.
Yeah, they're already in it.
Crazy.
They're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
They're in the thick of this winter.
Dude, I hope we don't lose power.
Yeah, that
Not
sucks.
Again. You got a fireplace?
No.
Oh, man.
My house is all electric. I have one of those Joe Biden homes.
Nice.
All electric.
All electric.
All electric. And it was too late.
And it was dang, dude. Man. Hopefully
we'll
it doesn't
see.
happen.
I mean, my house is pretty new. It's like was built in 18, so it's like fairly new, all electric. And people in the neighborhood that live, I've only lived there for like a year. So the people that lived there, they said that the freeze that came last time, they were all good.
Really?
Yeah, they said nothing happened. So hopefully, knock on wood again. This time, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
I
the
guess it
newer
depends
homes,
on what grid you're
they're
on.
built pretty good now.
Yeah.
To withstand more of these issues and stuff as just technology advances and stuff, which is crazy because I saw recently these robots, right? Mm-hmm. So they've had it for a while. Robots that can lay bricks.
Oh yeah.
It's just like a square perimeter, right? I sent it to you like a while back.
Yeah.
So they just can lay them because it's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy thing like to replicate for like a truck to do.
Yeah.
But I think it was this week or last week I saw a robot hang drywall.
Oh, I think you sent that
Did
to
I
me
send
too.
it to you
Yeah.
too? Like this robot. Okay, so it looks like for those that are listening, it looks like one of those Boston Dynamic robots, the ones that are white and they walk around. They can do flips and obstacle courses now, right? Well, it looks just like one of those, like it's built like it. Mm-hmm. But what's funny is that its hands, they're more of like a right angle. Because they pick up drywall.
Yeah,
so you would
that's
think
all they gotta pick
that's
up.
all they got to do is pick up something that's a perfect rectangle.
Right.
And then it has these like anchors on its knees also.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, we're playing it. Yeah, so go ahead and play it. Okay, so this robot, it's a 2018 HRP. It's walking up to a piece of drywall. Its arms are built so that it can push the drywall piece on its knees. It rotates the drywall. It literally is walking up to the wall, places it, and then its other hand, it has the ability to pick up a nail gun. And it just literally perfectly nails where the frame is of the drywall piece.
Dude, that's
All the way from it does four what are they called? Nailings, I guess.
Mhm.
So from the top of its head to its torso to its knees, and then even all the way to the bottom of the ground.
Yeah.
It's able to do 2 per each. So 8 nails. 2, 2, 2, and 2.
Holy crap. And I mean,
And I'm sure it did the whole room.
This is probably just the first version of it.
Oh yeah.
So imagine how much faster it's going to get. I mean, we're just so close to being obsolete.
Yeah, we're going that way with all these easy jobs. I mean,
Yeah.
we say they're easy, right? Like I've hung up drywall before. It's really not that hard. It's just like a manual labor task. Yeah. But the problem comes in is when it's so people got to understand with all this AI technology and these machines that learn, which is another type of technology, everything has to be perfect or just off enough to where it can fix it.
Okay.
Right. So these rooms that have to be built, the room has to be certain dimensions. Like if the robot knows, okay, this room is 12 by 15, the studs are every, 5 feet, which, whenever someone's building a home, they're supposed to build right to codes. There's codes. They have to be every so far apart, the studs, and then you put the drywall, and then all the pieces have to be so far in distance. Well, all these programs and information that's being thrown into the robots is like the perfect check too on the safety side. Because it's like, oh, well, this home was built by a robot. So it had to have followed whatever code was given into the machine to do the task.
Right.
Like if you tell it needs 2 nails every 4 feet, well, it's going to be 2 nails every 4-ish feet, right? A human, if you tell it, well, they're going to cut corners, I'm only do 1 nail because I'm saving every 2 nails.
Right.
And that's where all these issues come in, where the
Later
homes aren't built.
Yeah.
Later on, it doesn't last as long as it's supposed to. The warranty goes out. You're fighting. Like all these things that would become problems for you are almost eliminated.
Yeah.
Because all that's happening now is the robot is building it. And as each layer is being built, a human is coming behind them and just checking.
Yeah. So why wouldn't people just, everybody go that route? Because you're going to get a perfect look. Let me tell you, I love Cane's chicken. You know why? Every time I go to Cane's, I get what I order, right? Like they never mess up. They never mess up. I'm telling you. And I eat there a lot. That's the same thing with this robot stuff. Like once these robots get so advanced and they can do the job so much faster and it's going to be
more efficient.
There's no worries that there's going to be any issues for the most part. And if there is an issue, they're going to, some supervisor is going to be able to, look at it and fix the robot, and then the job will continue. But why wouldn't we go this way? But then on the flip, it's like you have to think about the future and how far do you want this to go, because it's only going to go further and further. There's no way to slow it down.
Yeah, and that's like that's the ethical part, I guess, in it that's difficult, because someone that let's back up and think about this. Someone that's 9 times out of 10, someone that's going into the STEM field, whether it's robotics, programming, IT help, they're not going into it cynically or being sinister about it.
Right.
Like they don't go in with the idea of I'm gonna build a team to make 100 robots to take 100 people's jobs.
Right.
That's not what I'm sure there are those people out there.
For sure.
But for the most part, right, like in the STEM field, people they're just trying to make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like
Right.
that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to get together with other people that are passionate about this one thing that they are, and they're trying to make it the best they can. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's what happens when you right? Because they say that a lot of these STEM and IT projects and robotics projects, the only way that they get funded is to save money or make money.
Okay.
Unfortunately, right? That's the only way it goes. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of these inventions, like the internet, the biggest one that we have,
Mm-hmm.
came from military.
Yes,
That's where it
exactly.
came from.
Yeah,
which
it
which
did.
military is what? Unfortunately, it's war. It's, fighting over land, resources. I mean, it is, but all these projects got funded because of the money grab side of it,
Right.
the market of it, just like our phones. Right, when the iPhone was invented, I'm sure Steve Jobs knew that this was going to be something bigger than anybody else can see, right?
Mhm.
I mean, whenever he unveiled I think it was the iPhone 4, 4S, it didn't even work. He couldn't get service.
Whenever he was showing
When he was trying to show how it works, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't even get service, and people laughed at him. We're now on the iPhone 14, dude. That thing does not drop service.
Mm-mm.
Like you gotta remember how
I've enjoyed
far.
it. Yeah.
Like we've come on this huge stretch, and people are humans. They still complain,
Mm-hmm.
right, about things. But you got to remember,
Yeah.
10 years ago, you couldn't even order your food on your phone.
Man. You're right.
And
Not
now
like with
Domino's
it,
is
man.
putting the pizza in a car that drives it itself to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you're right. People don't go into it wanting that. Like, they're not trying to be like, oh, this is going to take over the world or whatever. But the problem with humans is like, it's almost like we don't learn our lesson. I heard on a one of the Sam Tripoli shows, I don't remember which one it was, but they were talking about how like maybe we're like a species that just lives the same cycle and just
Mhm.
does the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, because if you think about it, like there, there's all those theories that there were ancient civilizations that were like really advanced technology wise, and they like that whole Graham Hancock show on Netflix was about it, and they like taught like these other people, and that's how they know that there was like these they call them like sometimes they thought of them as gods or like deities or whatever,
Mhm.
but they were just people probably that survived after the ice age, went to these tribes and taught them how to like build and stuff like the mine, all those
Yeah.
ancient civilizations. So like what if we are just like doing the same cycle and this is just the point in the
It
cycle?
just looks different.
Yeah, it looks
It
different.
just looks different.
Right, different energy source or
Yeah.
something, Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, if you think about it now, okay, so if you were to take let's just say the five average intelligent people that understand technology,
Mm-hmm.
and you were to drop them in some forest. I know we always say Africa just because it's the easiest reference, but like literally drop them into a tribe that had no
Hey, dude,
idea
we don't support racism on this show.
that has no idea that has no idea what technology is.
Yeah.
If you were to drop those 5 average people there, they would probably think they are gods.
Yes.
Like if you drop these 5 people on this tribe, this land that has nomad living there that have no idea what technology
Mhm.
is, and they all of a sudden showed them what technology is,
Right.
they would think that.
Yeah. There's a documentary, I think it's on YouTube for free, where they went to these tribes that have never talked to people, and they were actually able to like befriend them and stuff. It was interesting, dude. It's really, really interesting.
But
for sure.
I mean, it's something like that. Like you would drop them in there, and all of a sudden they're
It's magic.
It is magic. Like
Yeah.
the fact that I could pull out my phone,
Mm-hmm.
order something right now.
Mhm.
Maybe not right now because we're close to Christmas, but on
Yeah.
a regular Tuesday that wasn't holiday time.
Right.
and it gets here tomorrow. Like, that is magic.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Because you think of something and then it's almost instantly there. One day it's going to be instantly there.
Yeah.
Little drone.
Instantly. I mean,
Boom,
they were testing it here in Houston.
There's going to be freaking drones flying around delivering dildos to people. Imagine that. At high speed rates, dildos flying over your head. I mean, it's going to be crazy, bro. I mean, what is that? We're 10 years away from flying dildos. Fast flying dildos. I mean,
dude, that's dangerous.
If you're tall, you better start ducking. You better start practicing how to duck because you're going to need it.
Like, what was that?
Yeah. Just fucking take your hair off.
Dude, that's going to be a news segment. Man dies by flying dildo.
Yeah. Freaking penetrate your ear
and then that's like the news cycle for the next week. Are these drones as dangerous? Are these drones as helpful as we thought they were going to be? And it's just like footage of these drones by the legions of flights just hitting people and packages flying around. It's like apocalyptic.
Yep. The news reporter is going to be like, statistics say that there's been an 8% increase in dildo flying incidents reported around the city.
Just the random stats of like that person's been waiting their entire life to write that.
Yeah.
And then it's published. Just like the first part. Just like there was, I'm sure it happens more often than we know, but like the guy who wrecked the 18-wheeler and it was full of ramen noodles.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the total loss was $20.
Yeah, $20. And the whole 18-wheeler was wrecked over.
Yeah, and the whole 18-wheeler was destroyed. Like, dude, that was way more than $20. But the product loss was like $20.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it's crazy because even through the almost inflation period that we are going through. I mean, is it considered inflation? I mean, we have inflation. Is it considered, or is it considered inflation?
We're just destroyed at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty
I don't
bad.
even know what to call it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Each side calls it something different, so I don't know what to call it. I just know everything.
The Great Reset,
is
Great
expensive.
Awakening.
Yeah, there's all those terms and words that people use.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is, but even in inflation, ramen is still cheap. They're still able to maintain very cheap
the products
prices.
that have stayed true throughout it are the McDonald's 1, 2, 3 menu.
Yeah.
Somehow they're still getting it out for $1 and $2, $3.
They're just gonna take the loss, I guess.
The dollar,
maybe if they're even
what is it? The dollar drink, the large dollar Coke.
Mm-hmm.
They're still killing it. Arizona drinks.
Yeah, they're still $1.
99 cents.
Yep. Love it.
Ramen. So for all you people saying that it's expensive, you gotta remember how to be poor again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can eat if you're poor.
Yeah. You'll eat whatever.
They eat whatever. And then, I mean, all these fast food restaurants, they do have their dollar menu.
Most of them
still.
were able to maintain, which is funny because it's like everything else crashed and burned except for like the big corporations. And then they were able to maintain like this ability. It's almost like they're getting help or something. Like the thing with I learned through this almost is that it's cheaper to get meals out now, like fast food out. Getting fast food now is almost cheaper than buying food to cook at home.
Oh yeah, it's almost, but that's where the quality comes in then, right? Because I can make something quality at home that would probably cost as much as eating at a mediocre restaurant.
Right.
But then comes I look at it as the other side of it too, which is then you have, right, for us normal people, you have the dirty kitchen, the dishes, all the extras that come with it that the restaurant deals with that you don't.
Yeah.
But then you're also eating probably not so good of quality food for you also.
Mm-hmm. True.
Right, that has the preservatives and all the extra additives that they put in there and the corners they cut to make that food that cheap.
When you see like the burgers that people have had for months and they still look like the way you got them whenever.
Yeah.
That's insane because that just sits in your body and then I still consume it.
And I still love it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. For real, exactly, man. It's crazy how how little we have control of ourselves and we don't even realize it. You think you're in control and then like you're on your phone scrolling,
swiping, clicking, downloading, deleting,
swiping
reinstalling.
on Grinder.
I never swiped on Grinder.
Maybe it's just me.
Maybe it's just you.
Yeah.
But it is yeah, it is
phases.
weird too, cuz I know another place that I went to recently that I was surprised was the Chinese buffet.
Oh, was it?
It was like $12.
That's not bad.
But it was disgusting.
Was the food terrible?
Dude, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I never remembered it being that terrible.
Yeah.
So I think
mean,
even them,
ugh.
they've cut the quality.
Dude, you don't know what you ate, bro.
Oh, I know what I ate.
Could have been Chihuahua or something.
It probably was a little bit.
Oh.
It was a little bit
canines.
chewier than the normal chicken I eat.
Yeah. Jeez, dude. Some rabbit or something.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the Chinese. I haven't eaten that.
Yeah.
I'm not going back there.
No.
So it's that part I'm not worried about. I'm just saying I'm not worried about it with everything because it, like you said, it goes through the cycles. It'll be up again, and then it'll go down again.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go up again. I mean, it always does.
Mm-hmm.
It always goes up and down. It's going to change. It has to change. It'll get better regardless of who it is. I mean, whether it's Democrat, Republican, I'm not even saying it's going to be one side or the other because they both for the past years have been
letdowns.
Pretty interesting on both ends of it. It's just it's pretty obvious right now that everything is super expensive.
Yep.
And there is a Democrat in office.
I mean, we were talking about this before the show too. It's time to try something different. Like the fact that we're still doing this Republican and Democrat thing, and we're not looking at the option for third parties, fourth parties, fifth part. You know, they're not even a third party. Just imagine a country like America that, you know, homes millions of people, has the biggest industry in the world. I mean, the biggest empire, some would say, in the world. Everybody looks to us. And there's only two political parties to choose from. And neither one of them ever fulfill what they say they're going to do. Neither one of them work with each other to make the country better. Instead, they just constantly fight. They make us fight each other. They use the media to make us fight each other. I mean, everything down to the phones we're talking about are used for us to make us fight against each other because they're just always constantly trying to pit us against each other. I mean, it's just time now to look at something new, and I'm hoping we were talking that maybe when we're older, our generation, we'd be the ones to implement like the idea of introducing a third party, like the Libertarian Party. That I definitely feel like I lean more towards their beliefs now. So I would consider myself a libertarian.
Yeah, I think it will come. It's going to take a little bit of time still before that happens, just because our generation, I think, definitely does more research.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to think about it. Before us, they say our age group, right? Our parents are the last group to be able to be successful without school, right? Mm-hmm. That stat keeps flying around. They keep saying it, right? Over and over again. That's something that's talked about constantly,
mm-hmm.
right? So then that means that our generation, we were pretty much forced into going to college. It's like, oh, if you don't go to college, you will not be successful. If you don't go to college, there's no way that you're going to make anything more than this because you're going up against people on a piece of paper that you have to at least meet this standard or I won't even talk to you.
And at every level, we're taught to
and at every
take
level,
tests. That's all we're taught to do. Learn how to take this specific test. Use the strategies for this test. Remember the tax and toss and all those stupid tests?
All the 5 names that they've changed it over the years. It's all the same.
Here's the strategies for the test. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. You're teaching us to... I don't remember crap from school. I mean, I do, but like I don't at the same time.
I get what you're saying.
Compared to what I should.
And that's what's so weird is that... Okay, so I worked at... Obviously went to school, went to all the schools, right? Went to public school, worked in private, worked in public education also.
Mm-hmm.
And the farther and farther and farther as before we graduated, they kept saying, right, all these tests are going to be taken online. They're going to be taken online. They're going to be on a computer. The data is going to be, you're going to be able to get the test results instantly. They're still not even doing that.
It's still the Scantron?
They do the Scantron. They did the Scantron, I think, this recent year for Texas anyways. I can't speak for all the other states. But for Texas, they were pushing this was going to be this upcoming year. Everyone in the state of Texas it's going to be all online on some form of computer, whether it's an iPad, a Chromebook, a laptop. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be online.
Dang.
But some districts were already adopting it, and they were doing that and pushing it automatically so they get used to it for the next year when it was forced, to do their own research and make sure that they can work out any kinks necessary to prepare for the next time when you're forced to go that route. But I thought it was crazy that the results still were not, like, as soon as you hit submit, you should know, did I pass or did I not?
Yeah.
Why are you making them wait?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
Because in college, I did my whole degree online. As soon as I hit submit, I knew what I made. And college is more important than supposedly than high school.
No, they allow it to be because this is why in elementary, junior high, and high school, that's where they mold us and indoctrinate us, and that's where they set in. You test, you train to test, That's all you're good for. There's really no like knowledge really being spread. You're just like stressed, overloaded all the time at every level. And then they indoctrinate you. And then in college, it's just a money grab. It's just a cash grab. So you can take that online. Hell, you could take that on your phone if you want, whatever. Dude,
I took a whole test on my phone before.
Yeah.
For college.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So it's just, it's just the standards are different because it's a way to make money.
Because I think it's crazy that, so what really changed and opened my eyes was when I worked at this private school. Okay, the private school, take it for what you want. It's a Christian private school. I thought it was a really good school. Now, granted, I don't know anything about private schools. I didn't go to a private school. The only term I ever heard was private school. I couldn't name one if someone were to ask me, what's a private school in your area? I don't know. Right. I can name you all the public ISDs.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about private schools. Yeah. So then when I went to go work at one, they don't even take state testing. So they don't take a tax test. They don't take, I don't know. I never could figure out what they do. I just had always heard, well, I know they don't because I worked there. They never took those tests.
Dang.
Dude, there was kids there that were in 10th grade taking calculus 4.
Holy crap. Yeah, because I didn't even take calculus at all in high school.
You didn't even take pre-calculus in high school.
I did not. I took the remedial class my last year.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
They taught us how to look at, but it was actually more practical. Instead of learning calculus, they taught us how to look at a tire and figure out the size of the tire, what the numbers, that was one of the things I remember learning in that class. And it actually helps. Not pre-calculus.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy though. Yeah.
They're in the high school ages taking.
Yeah. My daughter's in private school, but
yeah,
she's only kindergarten. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, probably by the time she's in junior high, though, she's going to be way past what they're even going to be teaching in high school. Probably. That's what I'm saying. Like in these private schools, they have, everything's got pros and cons. Okay, I'm not saying that private school's the best way to go. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is from my experience that I've saw was that they're not teaching for a test. They're teaching for what is necessary for the university.
Okay.
They're teaching them stuff that they're going, if they continue on this path of education, you're going to use what I'm teaching you because it will be required when you go to this college.
Gotcha.
It's not generic.
Right.
It's on a path because they have 100% already of a graduation rate. They already have 100%. There's no questions of these kids are not going to graduate. They're all going to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they push them through or they actually graduate, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
They have 100%.
Yeah.
So everything that they're being taught is gearing them to go on this path of going to Harvard, going to these Ivy League colleges.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of the professors, they're teachers. They were professors at these colleges already.
Mm.
So they know exactly what curriculums, and you can't even call it a curriculum because every professor does whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure by the university standards, they have to teach ABC, right? But for everybody that went to college knows you can show up for a lecture and it's not on the test.
Mm-hmm.
They just talked about whatever they want to talk about that day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to college for very long, but I mean, I had some teachers that, I mean, they wouldn't touch the what we had a test over, and it's like,
They're like, you need to go learn that at home.
Crazy.
You're going to come up here and listen to my hour and a half long podcast
Yeah,
of whatever I
pretty-
want to talk about.
Yeah.
And you paid for that. I subscribed to whatever they're
Unwillingly.
talking unwillingly, whatever that person's going to talk
Yeah,
about that
that's
day.
like pod rape, dude.
Dude, I remember one day I walked in.
You were raped.
I felt like I was.
Yeah.
in Cal 2, to be exact. I
Cal
walked
too.
in to Cal 2. There's probably like 100 of us in there. This old lady walks in. I'm not even going to say her name because everybody who knows will know who she is.
Yeah, don't say her name.
She walks in, little old lady. She walks in, turns around, and says, by 3 weeks, she goes, by the first test, half of you are going to drop. And then by halfway through the semester, there will only be like a fourth of y'all left. And I know a lot of you have to take physics and this class at the same time because that was part of the school's, the way they did it. You had to be enrolled in both those courses at the same time to even take them.
Mm-hmm.
She said, so, and the ones that are you here that have to do that, you need to decide if you want to pass physics or my class.
What the
And you'll
heck?
have to retake the other one.
She said that.
She said that.
Dude, what is wrong with these?
She's
freaking
like, so you won't
professors, dude?
even, she goes, so you just need to decide now, but we're going to start class. And I'm like, you're already telling people they're going to fail. Why are you trying to fail people?
Why are you a teacher? Why did you choose that career?
Why are you coming here forcing people
needs
to
to get
pay
laid.
more money?
She's old. She doesn't get laid anymore. That's the problem.
Dude, but think about it. You're making that person pay again.
That's insane that she said that. And nobody can say anything to anybody.
And that
about
person's
that?
been there for like 20 years.
Oh, of course. So they have pool.
So it's like,
Tim Pool.
why? Tim Pool, exactly.
Mhm.
But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, man, because that was at that wasn't even at a university.
Mm-hmm.
You know what school I'm talking about that was at.
Yeah.
It's down the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
crazy.
a lot of the people that already go there, they A, didn't know what they wanted to do, or B, barely have enough money
And then
to
they have to
even
pay
go
again,
there.
and then they have to
And then
pay
they're going to
again.
have to pay again,
Yeah.
or they're working already.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you wonder, why am I even trying this? I can't even make it past level 10, and I
Jeez.
still have 20 more levels to go through.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And like the way, you have to have a certain amount of credit hours in each semester and everything. It just like feels like a pile on. It just feels like, why do I have to learn algebra if I want to be something that has nothing to do with math? The
Yeah.
basics and stuff. I mean, I already did this for 18 years, and most of it is already pretty pointless and useless.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's so different. Like, I have a friend, he went to school in England, not even from the States.
Mhm.
Okay. And he was telling me that our whole system here is literally designed to suck. Because over there, they go to their high school years, I don't even remember, whatever they call it. And then they can go to university, which university is only 2 years. It's
Mhm.
not even 4 years. And then you go to an apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm. Where you
learn specifically at a job what you are going to do or what you want to do. He said, or you can go do an apprenticeship first and then go to university.
But you have to have that 2 years.
But you have to have the 2 years.
And you have to learn, and it's learning specifically about
specifically, what. Yeah, because like for him, he went for audio engineering, so studio work, right, is what he went for. So he was already doing studio work, and then he went to school to do studio work. And he already worked at a studio to do studio work because he went to school to be a studio person.
But you like how many times you said the word studio? It's all revolved
around that one thing. Look, okay, we're gonna jump back into the tech stuff because this goes hand in hand with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do a lot of good things here in America. I'm not saying that we don't, but there's something over there in Europe, in the EU, that they're doing that's changing everything because they're forcing these companies that are going in there to make they're forcing them to do standards, especially in tech. Like I think it's next year, Apple, they finally lost in the lawsuits against EU, and they're going to be forced to make their iPhones USB-C, which has been deemed the standard now by the technology as a whole. Mm-hmm. Everything's USB-C now, right? Well, iPhones are still Lightning.
Yeah.
Their own proprietary freaking port that you have to have to use an iPhone. All their other products are C at this point. All the iPads now that they have released, their newest iPad they came out with, 10th 11 gen, one of the two, I don't remember. It's now USB-C. iPad Pro's been USB-C for a while. MacBooks, been USB-C. Yeah. Then they went back on the Macs, on the Mac Pro, the Pro versions, to have some of those more features that they had taken away, right? It's like they already had it, and then they took it away, and then now they brought it back. Classic Apple thing, dude. They brought back the regular USB ports. They brought back MagSafe, which is the magnetically charging, so it magnetically clicks. Dude, all that stuff, they had that. That's what made the Mac so good, the like original Macs. And then they gradually got worse I/O-wise, port-wise, got worse. And then now, because of all these countries that they want to sell their products in, they're forcing every company to have these regulations.
That's good.
Which is now force them to make their iPhone a certain way, or they won't be allowed to sell them there anymore.
So then they just decide to make it like that overall, not just for like specific countries or whatever.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying, that now, because it costs more to make two models of a device, right? Just basic manufacturing. So instead, you just have to make the same. You make the same one. Right. So then now they're thinking that next year, whatever iPhone that is, the 15, or they might just jump to 16 because they're on 14 now. It depends on how Apple's deciding to go forward with this. So we could see next year our iPhones will be sold with a USB-C port instead of Lightning.
Oh my gosh. And I just freaking got the stupid thing.
And you just got that.
Yeah.
Which will make everything change again. But for me, it's better. All my stuff is USB-C already.
Yeah.
Except my iPhone. I have to carry a separate cable
That's so dumb.
for my iPhone.
It's so dumb.
It is dumb. It's so stupid just because they want to keep it Lightning. Now, don't get me wrong. There could be, they've had a line of X amount of products for so long. They've been developing, right? Because they're always thinking in the future. They don't like wake up and decide to make a new iPhone. Like they're already on 2 iterations ahead. Yeah. They're always forward. You have to be if you want to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So they probably have been thinking about getting rid of it for so long. This may be the government forcing them to push it there. So we may be seeing it earlier than anticipated. Or another theory is that what they're going to do is they're going to release the newest iPhone only for the first time exclusive model in Europe that's USB-C to match the regulation laws there. And then the following year, it'll be global. USB-C.
So they're going to hold off for one more year.
Year to probably build up production. Because even right now, at the current state, people, you can't even walk in and get the new iPhones. They're on back order still.
Yeah, when I went and
The
got
Pro models.
Yeah. Whenever I went and got, they didn't. I wasn't trying to get a Pro model, but they didn't have any of the. This is not the newest one. This is.
Is that like a 13?
13?
That's the one I have.
Yeah, this is.
No, I have a
13.
12.
Okay. I can't remember if this is a 12 or a 13. I can look real fast.
They're like identical. That's the
Yeah.
other thing too. At this point, the only things that are getting upgraded on the phones are the cameras. The battery
really?
gets slightly better, but it's hard to really justify if the battery is getting better because your battery loses its charge retention rate
after so long.
Anyways. So when you get a new phone, you're like, dang, the battery's so much better. No, I actually
fix that.
I actually proved it one time. So I had an old iPhone, a 10. I think it was the 10R is the one I had. Probably one of my favorite iPhones I ever had.
Really?
Right. And mainly because it was red. But that was one of my favorite iPhones I had.
Yeah.
Well, the battery was draining so fast on it after the first year. And then all because of other laws that were put in place, you can now go into your iPhone and see how much battery it actually retains over time. Before they didn't show that stat. Now they force them. So then now Apple also has a policy. If your battery, I think, doesn't retain 80% anymore after so many years, then you are eligible to get a free battery swap.
Dang.
Just alone, dude, I'm telling you, changing a battery in an iPhone will make it like brand new again.
Really?
Because the processor runs as fast as it's supposed to. All these extra things that are bogging it down is because of battery.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to last as long as it's supposed to and as efficient as it's supposed to so that Apple doesn't have to change it out. Because that costs money.
Right.
It costs the battery, the labor to fix it, the part to fix it, all these extra costs. Because whenever you buy the device, you only bought it for that. When you bought it, you didn't buy it with intentions. They didn't buy it for you to get another battery later. That's extra cost that is going into the device, right? Because I think with mine, like I have Apple Care on it, I could get a battery swap and I would have to pay for it. But I paid for that extra service already.
Yeah.
For it to be cheaper to pay for it later.
Right, yeah.
Because I think mine, it only holds, I could tell you what it holds. So this is I know what this is. This is a 12 Pro Max. I've had it for a couple years now. 2 years. I got it when it came out. And then my battery, you can see it. Charging health, the max capacity this battery will be is 87%. So when it's fully charged, it's 87%.
I wonder where mine's
It's not 100. So I start every day with 87%.
Interesting. Where do you pull it up at?
Let me see. So you go. So anybody that wants to look this up and try it with us, so you go to the general settings and then you scroll down to battery and then you hit battery health and charging, and his is showing max capacity 99%.
Yeah, because it's brand new.
It's brand new. You just got it, so you already lost a percentage.
Nice.
Whenever you got this, from when you've got it, you've already lost a percentage.
Dang, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
But yeah, mine's at 87. I mean, I'm gonna have to get it. If I guarantee you, if I get the battery changed, I won't need to get another iPhone.
No.
Because the software, you get the updates.
Right.
They only add small little features over so long anyways. New battery, I guarantee you my phone will run
smooth, just
like the way it was when I got it.
Yeah.
Just as fast. Because I've already done it once. And that phone was, if not better.
Yeah.
It ran better than it did before when I got it.
So you see a big difference from the percentage drop, like at yours being at 87%. It's a pretty big difference.
Oh yeah, when I got this phone, which is the 12 Pro Max, so it's the biggest phone, the biggest battery that they make in the iPhones. It would take me 2 days to kill it.
Dang.
2 days. And I'm on it constantly.
Yeah.
Take me 2 days to kill. My screen time is like 6 hours.
Dang.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
It would take 2 days to kill it.
Yeah.
Now, half a day.
And then it's just,
I got to charge it. I got to charge it at work. half in the day. I got to charge it.
That's weird. That's crazy because it's not that big of a percentage drop, but it makes such a big difference.
Yeah. Because, you know, as time goes, you install so many apps. They're running in the background. They're constantly pulling data. They're sending and receiving. I mean, it's more than just the phone doing the phone stuff.
Right.
It's all this extra apps.
stuff in the back.
Yeah. Like, for example, okay, let me show you. Let me check this out. I have a work phone and I have a personal phone. This is my personal phone. It'll die half a day.
Mm-hmm.
My work phone only has the basic Apple apps that it came with, email, Teams, and the Microsoft Authenticator app. Those are the only 3 apps that were extra not included on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That phone, I charge it once a week.
Dang.
And it's an iPhone 11.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's old.
Hmm.
We're on 14.
Yeah.
Once a week because it doesn't have any of the
all
extra
those
stuff on
process
it.
and stuff.
Nope.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, because I remember whenever it was before I got iPhone that whenever they got in trouble because supposedly like during the updates there was like bugs that were crap making the older models like malfunction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know. I like it so far. I'm enjoying it. I got the watch too. And then I wanted to tell you real fast about the AirPods. I got the new AirPods and I was using them. And like they did that spatial audio thing where you have to take pictures or whatever. And dude, I swear, like it doesn't sound like I have headphones in my ears. Like it sounded like the noise was generating from like the center of my head. Like it was coming from crazy. My brain. Like I could tell a difference.
Have you tried spatial audio songs specifically made for spatial audio?
No.
Bro, a whole nother level
really
of audio experience. Okay, I'm telling you, people talk crap about Apple a lot, but their stuff, when you use it, like
you like it.
Religiously use it, you will not go back to anything else. For those that have not tried the spatial audio, that alone will make you buy those headphones.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm telling you, it sounded like
it's like around you. You know, they even have now spatial audio podcasts.
Really?
That are designed for spatial audio listening.
That's interesting.
So you can listen to full podcast shows and you can hear to the left of you. Like I remember listening to one just to try it out when I got mine to try the spatial audio.
I'm gonna try this out.
Right? You can hear like it was like a wilderness episode or something. You could hear like grass brushing on the left of my head, animals on the right, but it's like your brain doesn't understand because you're not outside. But it like your brain like understands what's going on, but it's confused because you're not outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's recalling the memory of if you're outside in the forest, that's what it would sound like.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all been outside. Like, we get it. Like, you hear cars over here in the distance. You hear somebody nailing a hammer over here.
Yeah.
But that's when you're outside and you don't have something in your ears.
Right.
But you put it in, and it's like your mind is confused.
Yeah.
They've somehow been able to trick your brain with this audio experience. Because I did it at work once. Never again, because I got lost. I was like freaking out in my desk.
Like,
I was like freaking out in my desk, right? Because I'm like, how are they even doing this? And another crazy one, like I said, is spatial audio songs.
Yeah,
specifically.
I need to try that out. I want to try that out.
Because you hear it the way the studio produced it. Because typically in cars, well, even in headphone stereo, you just get left and right. Mm-hmm. That's all the channels that you hear.
Right.
Well, when you do a spatial audio experience, audio track, like I'm trying to explain it. So if you hear someone in a song, they do echoes, right? Like you like one that's just stuck in my head because you can do it on this one is a Wiz Khalifa song. It's We Them Boys. Mm-hmm. So on that song, he's like, hold up. It's like, and it fades out. Well, on that song, when you have it turned with the spatial audio, when he's fading out, that audio is going in different directions. It's not always fading just left. Like the song was made for a car speaker. Because you've heard it before. When you hear certain songs, you hear electric guitar only on the right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the spatial audio is all around you. So when he's like fading out on his words, sometimes you hear it over here on the left. Then you hear it behind you. Then you hear it out in front of you. So your mind is always confused because it doesn't understand where the noise is going to come from next.
Is that better?
It immerses you in the song.
It makes you focus on it.
It makes you focus on it because you're looking for that next sound of where it's going to come from, right? Especially for audio people that really understand. I'm not an audiophile at all. I would not consider myself that. I think my ear is a little bit better than like the average person. So if you are always like, if you're more in tune to what you're listening to, and all of a sudden this crazy experience is happening with these headphones, you definitely enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You hear something different you didn't hear the last time.
Right.
Like I forget what they're called, but it's like the little ad-lib parts on songs. Like Eminem's real famous for doing it.
Where he's
he says the little parts after the main lyric line that happens. Yeah. You're like looking for those in spatial audio all the time.
Gotcha.
Because when you just listen to a song, you don't hear all those little pieces that the producer or whoever makes it, I don't know, it's a producer, I guess, like Dr. Dre, when he's mixing these songs, he's adding in those little things that he's hearing while he's making them.
But you don't hear
But that person's not going to hear that in their car.
True.
Their car speakers suck.
Yeah.
They're not $5,000 headphones that he's listening to.
Right.
Or that $1,000 microphone that they're talking into that picks up everything that your $20 earbuds would not.
Right.
So somehow Apple's been able to make this technology happen by software in a pair of $150 earbuds.
Yeah, and the way it they cancel out the sound around you.
Yeah, the noise cancellation too is crazy.
Great, yeah.
And it gets better with software updates.
Dang.
So the experience you get when you bought them, it's going to be better. And also speakers are better the more they're played.
Really?
Yeah, speakers. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. People can fact check, whatever. But I've heard that you break in your speakers.
Oh, okay.
I've heard that before.
Sense.
You break them in.
I've heard that in before.
Right. You break them in so your buds, they sound better too the longer you use them. I'd definitely recommend people. And then, y'all have an Apple TV?
Mm-mm.
That's the next thing you're going to get.
Really?
Dude, you can hook up your headphones, your AirPods, to the Apple TV.
Oh, that's nice.
And you can get the spatial audio when you're watching a show.
And how many? You can have more than one pair hooked up?
Yep. That's what me and my wife do.
That's how y'all watch?
Not how we typically watch, but if we really want to watch them and the kids go to sleep, and I can control my volume and she can control her volume. So we don't even have to be hers can be way louder than mine or lower. We don't even have to match them if we don't want to.
Nice.
And it gets crazier. You control your audio from your own iPhone.
Weird.
Like it knows my iPhone versus her iPhone.
Yeah.
So I can go in here, click my Apple TV, and I can turn her volume up or down, and she can also, because we have it all connected, it just magically works. And she can control her own volume on her phone.
That would come in handy. There's been a lot of times where, like, I'm listening to something, like usually like last night, for instance, the Packers played, and the game didn't end until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, the kiddo's like laying down for bed, and I have to have the surround sound on. I want to hear it sound
nice. Surround sounds in your ears, man.
Yeah. Dang.
I tried it out. The first movie I tried it out on was the Avengers Endgame, because I think that was one of the first, because I streamed it on Disney, because even the streaming services, some of them now, they're remastering their content to match Apple's specifically.
Oh wow! Okay.
Like you see the 4K Dolby Atmos, like it's got all these like little dots and signatures that you have no idea what they mean. Right. Well, that's how you know that they're geared towards specific streaming devices and audio devices, like an Apple TV with AirPods.
Gotcha.
It will say that it's been remastered with spatial audio.
Okay,
it has the little tagline so you can kind of see. And I remember when we first got our Apple TV, Endgame was one of them to be streamed on Disney, right? So I was like, well, I want to hear it. I want to see what it sounds like. I want to see if it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching it again at the movies.
Dang.
And they're in my ears.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there dumbfounded again.
Makes me feel warm.
And then I take them out. There's no sound around me.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
And then I'm
I
like,
like that.
I'm like Apple. They're all in here, right?
Yeah.
I'm like Apple fanboying about it too. But then the next thing you're gonna get,
oh gosh,
the HomePod.
Oh, the Apple Home.
The speaker.
Mm-hmm.
This gets crazier.
Oh gosh.
I have to get another one. I only have one. But you can pair your Apple TV to the speaker, so it's its own sound bar. Then, if you have two of them, that you can pair them next to your TV, and the HomePods will do spatial audio.
Dang. That's cool.
They have like, I forget if they have, I think they have like some kind of built-in AI technology to where the speakers, the audio, it bounces off of walls and it can hear it back and detect objects in the room and change audio based on how your living room is set up.
That's crazy.
We don't have two. We have one.
That's like a LiDAR technology.
Yeah, it's something like that.
An audio, like radar, sonar type technology.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, but it's incorporated in the speakers. We have one, and it makes a huge difference.
Really?
The clarity, the vocals.
And how close is it to your TV, or is it not?
It's just right next to the TV.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just like you where you would put a Bluetooth speaker. It's just right there next to the TV. Our couch is the regular distance from it, and you can hear it. I think even some shows are.
Did you hear that noise? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I just pretty sure I heard gunshots.
No, I didn't hear gunshots.
I heard 2 gunshots. Okay, continue.
I guess we're safe in here.
Yeah, or a backfire on like an engine or something like that. It was like.
It could be both.
Yeah, there's no telling.
Anyways, the speakers, what's crazy too is that I think some shows are even getting geared towards it, because I've noticed when we use it, we don't always use it, but when we do, some TV shows, their audio of the vocals, like on a sitcom, are so much louder than everything else.
Yeah,
like the intro of the shows, they usually have music. Oh, even like the audience laughter and applause is not as loud as the vocals of the actor or actress speaking.
Right.
Because that's what you want to hear. Because sometimes you miss what they say because they put that audio over of the fake clapping and the laughing, and it's annoying and you miss it. But I think they're even doing that with the shows too. So it's like you can hear what you want to hear.
That's cool.
Right. It makes a difference.
I find that a lot of stuff lately, and I wonder if it's because it is designed for spatial audio and I don't have it, but like the people will be talking in the movie and you can barely hear them, and then whenever an action sequence starts, it's so loud.
Yeah.
Where you have to, I will play with the volume while I'm watching stuff to, especially if it's late at night and stuff. I'll watch a war movie and the guys are like in the trenches whispering, and then the next scene they're like attacking the other side, and then it's like
all the bombs going off everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just there's no in between. It's either extremely quiet or extremely loud.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
I think in movies they do that on purpose because it's supposed to be so loud. It's no different of like. For people who still watch regular TV or see commercials, the commercials are so much louder. It's because
they get your attention.
It's an ad. Yeah, it's an ad tactic. They get you to get your attention.
Yeah,
I think they do it in movies too, because if there's like a slow part, that usually happens, right? It's a slow part, and then it's like boom, it's loud.
Yeah,
or it's a TV, or not TV, sorry, or it's like a car.
Yeah,
a car driving by,
a TV driving by,
or it's horses.
Yeah,
horses being loud at the stables.
Yeah,
they change to a gun range scene. We hear the gun, right? Yeah. They do it on purpose to make you look back at the screen.
Or, if you're like,
or you get it. You get what I'm saying.
Something I really wanted to talk about was AI because we're seeing the trends now on Facebook and Instagram and stuff where people are getting these AI photos done of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's funny because it's just like a lot of them are just like cartoonized, which you can already do, I guess. But I know the idea behind it is these computers are generating images based off of information of you on the internet. And so I understand what it's doing, but I can't only imagine that one day it's going to look so realistic that, my brain immediately goes to, I'm going to be able to look up like any celebrity doing anything, if you catch my drift.
I catch your drift.
With anybody, if you catch my drift.
I catch your drift. With anybody points to himself.
Yeah. And like, it's just going to be, we're going to lose so much humanity, but then it's like, there's no way of fighting that.
Yeah. So there goes. So for somebody that wants to look this up, what he's talking about, and then come back and listen, or vice versa, there is somebody on YouTube who does a great explanation of this. It's Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD YouTube channel. He has a video dedicated to AI creating images. He breaks down the technology. He's a huge tech guy on YouTube. He gets first glances, looks at so much stuff before anybody else can, and then he gets to release his content.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff
when the creators or the companies allow him to, right? So he gets firsthand knowledge of a lot of this stuff, and he explains everything real well. And one thing that is happening, right, with these new AI machine learning, curating images of somebody just putting text or spitting out a phrase and wanting to see art or a picture of the machine designing, creating of what it thinks you're talking about.
Yeah.
Every time it does one, it gets better.
It learns from it.
It learns from it. And it's constantly so...
How far away? Because like I said, everything looks like a cartoon that it makes right now. How far away do you think we are from it making hyper realistic images?
So that's the part of the creator behind these AI programs. So that's one thing that he goes into and explains and talks about is that the program he was using, I can't remember who created it. It had things it could not do, and it was not, you can say, not allowed to do, or it wasn't programmed to do. One example he says is violence. So anything that you tell it violent, it's not going to do it because it doesn't know.
Okay.
It's like the best way to explain this, and it's such an old movie, is the movie Chappie.
Yes.
Do you remember that movie about the robot?
I saw, but I don't remember much of it.
So Chappie was basically these robots that another good one too. It's a kid version of it. It's Ron's Gone Wrong. Yes, that's a good movie. A really good movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. I like that movie. Right.
Well, Chappie's an extreme version of that was from a long time ago. It was like Chappie was way ahead of its time of what this movie was doing, because it's this whole robot that this guy created the code for, like a kid. It's like in his 20s. He created this code for this robot, and it's AI. It learned, and it showed that whatever environment that this robot was in is what it was learning. Because these gangsters, I think, kidnap him, and then the creator that created the code for the robot, he finds him, and the robot remembers him. He's not like, didn't forget about him. He remembers who his creator is. Yeah. But now he's a gangster, and he's like, I did not create you like this. And he's like, man, what you mean, Bob? He's like flicking him off and like trying to shoot him. He's like acting like a thug because the gangsters kidnapped him, and they taught him. Yeah. They taught him how to shoot a gun. They taught him how to say these cuss words. They taught him how to do slang, throw gang signs, wear his hat a certain way, wear his gold chains, spray painted himself. Like they molded him. Yeah. Into this, right? Because of the environment that he was surrounded himself in, right? It's no different of what these AI programs and algorithms are being written as. the person that wrote it did not write it with violence in mind. So the machine doesn't even know what that is. I think he even had said that it wouldn't even spit out like a knife. It did scissors. Like I think one of the examples he said was bear cutting like paper or something, right? And it would spit all these images, and I think one of them was it was holding like a pair of scissors. Another one was it was holding a scalpel. Scalpel's kind of a knife,
right?
But it's medical, so it's not violent.
Yeah,
but it can be violent,
right?
But it doesn't know that, right? Or you would say inappropriate things in the query, and it would not spit it out. It didn't know what that was.
You type query in it.
It would probably do a bunch of databases. It would be a bunch of databases if you did query.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it only knows as far as what it's been told
to know,
right, or to do.
Gotcha.
Right, which is kind of spins off of another crazy thing that's happening right now in Japan. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Japan news lately.
I have not. Please fill me.
You can look it up if you want. So Japan is, I think, become the largest, or it will be the largest exporter of sex dolls. But AI robotic sex dolls. Humanoid sex dolls.
Already?
Realistic, yes.
They already have that?
They already have them.
There, I'll go to... Oh, dang it.
You can look it up on Google.
Here's a New
I
York
forget
Post.
where... Yeah, inside Japan's largest love doll operations.
Dude, those faces look real, bro.
But they're doing sex acts now.
Whoa. And they're AI?
And they're AI operated.
Man, finally we won't need to hear women.
But that's the thing. Like they've been... So think about it. These AI robots were designed and programmed to only do sex acts.
Right.
Like it doesn't know anything else.
That's what God intended women to be.
I don't know about all that.
He's like, I'm not gonna
get that. But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
That we as humans and even tech people that understand how to do this stuff, design and create things of what product you want.
Right.
Like that's what, and that it all started and curated from the AI generating images to now doing actual tasks.
Right. Well, I have that little toy for Emery it's that Cosmo toy, and it's AI. We don't play with it enough for it to like learn because she only has a short attention span.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can see it does like learn different tricks, and it learns who you are, and it recognizes your face, and it like learns your habits. So it like decides to like try to please you. So it like it tries to pick games for you to play with it that it knows that you like to play more than other ones. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because that's what's crazy is that pivoting back to the AI with the pictures, right? That guy Marquez was the only content creator that was at the time allowed to use it.
Okay.
And see it. It was like a
brand new thing.
It was like not brand new, but it was just a closed door. Only X amount of people knew about it. They were not bringing this public. The creators did not want anyone to use it because they know what it can turn into. Just that program, if it became source code and allowed anybody to download it and use it and change it and manipulate it, who knows what it could do. Yeah. It's already got the bare bones built. Now it's the features of what somebody can change and add to it.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. It's only going to get to where you can literally type in, I want to, in a video, not just pictures.
Yeah.
It's going to be a video of, it's going to get to where it's VR, where it's, it's in your goggles too, or even augmented reality.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to literally type in, I want to see, young Jennifer Aniston and, whatever, and then boom, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna be able to.
So that was great.
live
Just that sentence. Young Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
What is young?
Oh my gosh, you're right.
What's young?
I was thinking like Friends days.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's young?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. You have to be very.
You have to be
specific.
very specific.
Yeah.
I mean, today.
Accidental pedophile.
That's what I'm saying. You accidentally
I've used that
AI
joke
Google
before.
something, and it's like you're flagged.
Yeah, that's true.
You're immediate. Like, it's not just the and you're not. And I was like, but you're not even trying to. You're not even being pervert. Well, you're being perverted about. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not being like the pedophilia perverted about it.
Right. Yeah. And then it just.
And all of a
depends.
sudden, it is.
Well, hopefully it's really smart by that point, so it knows what you're talking about. Well, it will know your tendencies.
If it knows you.
Yeah, but by that point, if it's something you can type that you can live in an augmented reality form of it, it should know your tendency. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna eventually be like where we get to the? Do you think we'll ever even get to the point where we live in like almost like an empty warehouse type? We live in empty warehouse type buildings, but we live in this augmented reality where we like walk around and we see and feel furniture, but then like on the outside, it's not really there. It's just like tricking our brains, like.
I see what you're saying.
Or we're just in pods, like in the Matrix, and we're just living this simulation in our brains. And do
I
you
think all the above.
do you think we'll ever get to that point, or do you think like civilization will kill itself off before then and then restart again?
No, I think so. I think it'll. My hope is that the world ends before then.
Mm-hmm.
The rapture happens. That's my hope.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to live through having
No.
to make the choices of what I'm gonna do.
Dude, doesn't
in
it
that sense, am I gonna decide to live in the pod
right?
and shut off? Am I gonna decide to live in the warehouse where nothing's real around me, but I know what real is because I've had real
Yeah.
and now I don't? Or am I gonna decide to live the way I'm living currently, but there's no jobs? So now I'm not living the way I was living because AI and robots have taken all the jobs.
I mean, as somebody that obviously like it's in your face daily because of your job, just how worried and concerned are you for our kids? Like our kids are relatively close in age.
Mm-hmm.
And we just see, like you said, 10 years ago, you weren't just able to order wherever you want. Like it was mainly just getting pizza or Chinese food. The people that only delivered. But now everybody delivers. You can, Frank down the street's going to go pick up your freaking pastrami sandwich from Jersey Mike's and slide it on your doorstep. Like
Yeah.
instantly, very quickly. And that's only been 10 years. I mean, I thought about it whenever a family member of mine got out of prison. She only did 5 years, and in that point, the like Wi-Fi and internet became something so different. Like she didn't have a grasp of what Wi-Fi was when she first got out. What? The internet? That
Dude, that's
imagine
so crazy
that, right?
to think, right?
5 years.
That's
5 years.
5 years.
We went from the 5 years when she went in and she got out. We went from Blu-rays to streaming, too, in that time period. I mean, it's so fast. So when you think about it that way, and your kids, and you look at our kids and the age they are, and by the time they're our age and older, I mean, how much concern do you have?
Well, the concern that I have is if we the problem people don't understand and don't see is that everybody lives in their bubble, right? They live in their bubble, and then they live in the American bubble, and they never go past American bubble.
Yep, it's true.
That's the problem America has. America.
Mm-hmm.
The cheese is only American craft, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the problem we have.
Get that switch out of here.
But we just talked about Japan. You know why they're doing that?
Why?
There's not enough women there.
Really?
That's why.
Why is there
that
not
exists.
enough women there?
Because at one point the government only allowed them to have
They
two
did that
children.
too. Wow.
Because of that,
Wow.
they don't have enough resources, right,
Yeah.
for everybody.
So it's just
So
you either
now-
go gay or you get a fake doll.
Well, you get a doll or you are gay or you're whatever else you want to call yourself, because at the end of the day, if the commodity there is women.
Wow. So like if
flipped.
imagine if you were a hot American chick, one of these Instagram models, and you went over there and started working there, you would probably blow up
The
because
highest bidder, literally.
dang.
The problem they have there is that the reason why this is existing is because if I'm an average Japanese person, Japanese man, right? I'm an average Japanese man, and my goal is to meet a girl, meet a woman, have a kid, the quote traditional way. We'll say that, right? Traditional. Then my only option is to become rich.
Gotcha.
Because if I don't, all these women and the families of the women and the girls understand that, oh, well, I had a daughter. I can pick who she's going to marry.
Right.
And if I'm poor, I can choose her to marry someone up. And now my family going forward is better. That's where the whole ideology of come to America, become a doctor, you're automatically at the top.
Yeah.
You're not going to have an
You'll
quote issue. You'll be fine of finding a mate, because the likelihood of you finding someone else that is smart and is wealthy is really high, because only doctors become doctors, right?
Yeah.
Like that cycle continues.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that they're going with over there. That's why.
Except for in my household, because my wife's a lawyer and I'm doing a podcast that's going to get like 4 views.
I have faith we're going to get 5 views. 5 views. Right. But that's the thing. That's what you're fighting for over there. It's different.
That's crazy. There's such
also,
a big industry.
another thing too that is quote frowned upon in a lot of those Asian cultures, for example, is a male, like a fully blooded traditional Japanese, right? We'll say Japanese person to go find a Korean girl, a Chinese girl.
Really?
They're very, oh, I see you couldn't find a Japanese girl because you're poor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's petty like that.
Yeah.
But here in America, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Anything
goes.
Anything
baby.
goes here.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
literally.
only got one leg. Come here.
We hopping.
Hop on over.
Hop on over.
Yeah.
I mean,
pogo on down. Yeah.
Mosey on down over here.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like and that's what people don't realize here is like they're struggling over there. That's the reason why they're like, they think a lot of people think like, oh, that culture is weird. It's like, well, there's only 5 to 1.
Yeah. Well, it's weird too that they're like so big on like sexual industry. Like they have the real dolls. They have those panty vending machines. You know, the Japanese sexual industry is huge. Like, it's just known. It's one of those things. But then they censor all their porn. You know that, right? Like,
I do now.
Yeah. So if you go on Pornhub or any porn website and type in Japanese porn, if there's like any type of like penetration or any, like literally they blur out sexual acts. It's really weird. And
for as big of a market as they claim to, or
it's
they
so
are.
Strange. So then that's why they do these weird videos where they tie chicks up, and I've literally seen this before because there's a website, it's called eFucked, and it's like bad video, like adult videos, but they're funny. It's like weird stuff that people find like funny stuff. And they had one where this chick was literally getting shot with paintball guns tied up to a rope, and it's like, what? And
she's naked?
Yeah. And it's like, it's porn. I mean, she's there. She knows what she's getting into. She's getting paid to be there, you know, I would think. But like, you know, it's obviously, it's a very like produced set and stuff. It's legit, but it's so they have to do weird stuff like that because they can't see what's going on behind the blur. So then you're just like making weird stuff like that happen instead of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So it's like almost whenever
the only way they can see her actually naked, not blurred, is shooting her with the paintball gun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you know, if it's so strange. Like, imagine this culture being forced on you, where it's just kind of known. Like, it's like a strong sexual culture, but then it's repressed at the same time. So then I just think that's a weird combo where you start doing weird stuff with squids. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
get
they
what you're
do.
saying.
So like, you know, it creates like almost like the whole, when you repress sexual things, like the preacher's daughter and stuff. She's always the crazy one that's gonna do all the.
Yeah.
She's gonna eat your butt because she's a preacher's daughter.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's where that idea comes from. But then on top of it, on the flip, you're getting the opposite. It's like creating this weird.
Yeah, it's a
back
weird.
and forth.
Yeah, they're the number one exporter of
Yeah,
sexual dolls, but everything's blurred.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And the dolls are not blurred.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's Japanese, or am I getting Chinese confused? But I'm like pretty sure that it's Japanese.
I think it is Japanese.
Yeah, so
Or Japan.
yeah, I don't know, but it's
Well, regardless, that whole side of the world is very like that, the sexual stuff, because there's no, like, what is it in China too? It's the government controls everything,
dude.
So I don't think there is any, right? They're like not allowed.
They don't have
porn, right?
No,
So they don't
yeah.
even know.
Yeah, and I mean, have you seen the videos coming out where the drones are like flying around, not with dildos, but they're just flying around with telling people to stay inside their house and stuff because they're still like on a zero COVID policy?
Gosh, they're still like that
Yeah,
there?
dude. I mean, look, I'll pull it
Well,
up.
that makes sense because I just saw, funny enough, before I came over here, that Apple was going to is moving a factory to Vietnam to make Macs
Really?
because of the lockdowns in China still.
Here it is right here. 8 months ago. See, there's still Shanghai COVID outbreak. China deploys drones to silence protesters. That was 8 months ago.
Well, I know in China they're doing a big protest right now, the like silent protesting. Have you seen that where they put like the posters up, but they're blank?
Really?
Because the news was already making them blank.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they were writing on them,
Oh, so
they were blurring
already...
it. So like, well, I'm just going to put it up that's blank.
You know what it means.
You know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you already know.
It's scary, dude. Imagine living in Taiwan. That's where they it's Taiwan, right? Where they let me make sure I'm saying that right. It's not a Chinese territory. It's like it's a different territory, but it's like in China.
Oh, yeah, Taiwan.
It's Taiwan, right?
It's Taiwan.
And they're talking about the possibility of them being invaded.
Yeah,
kinda like
of
Ukraine.
them absorbing China, absorbing it and making it Republic of China too.
Yeah, and that's gonna be, that's pretty.
I know it's a big deal for those people that live there. They're like, it's a big deal for them because they have more freedom, traditional U.S. not like to the extent of we have, but
right. They're not controlled by the communist.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not controlled by the Communist Party.
Yeah, I don't remember the history behind that. I looked it up.
I think there was a murder that happened. There was like a murder that happened. I think it had something to do with that. There was like a murder, and then they wanted to prosecute the person because they escaped to Taiwan. But then the people said no, because if they were to do that, then it would force the government in and they would have to abide by the laws or something. So they like just wanted it to go away. But it's like that person murdered somebody and everybody knew, but they didn't even want him to be arrested for it.
Dang.
Because it would have caused the whole country.
I have it right here. As World War II drew to a close, and 45 Chinese leader of the National Party met with Communist leader Mao Zedong in the southwestern city of Chongqing. The next year, civil war erupted between the communists and nationalists, eventually leading to a bitter split. In 1949, the nationalists fled to Taiwan and set up a government there, essentially severing the island from the communist-ruled mainland. In the 65 years since the leaders of Taiwan and mainland China had never held a face-to-face meeting, though it has been ruled for, let me see, it's not really saying... Anyways, obviously it's like a long history. You're not going to be able to just figure out what happened, but it would just be scary, especially with the fog of war so close with Ukraine and Russia. And it's almost the same situation where the bigger country believes that this smaller region is part of it.
Yeah, they believe it's theirs.
Yeah, and they're just willing to, take over.
Yeah, I know there's like a story that happened of what caused it, but
yeah,
I can't.
this isn't a
I don't
history
remember.
podcast, so it's okay. We didn't have anything prepared specifically to talk about, so maybe next time we will. But I feel like we touched on a lot, man, and I mean, we have so much to talk about. We could go on about the AI, the technology, and stuff like that. So we'll have to do this again and get together and talk some more about, because it's just crazy how fast things are moving, dude. I mean, just think about, like, for people listening right now, think how VR is now, and then just try to remember this thought like 5 years down the road next time when you see VR in 5 years, and think how much of a difference it's going to be. It's probably going to be insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zuckerberg said that. We'll end on this, but Zuckerberg said that VR is right now, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is the augmented reality.
Yeah.
That's the end, where you can literally have a real conversation like this with somebody that's not here
with Neuralink,
but is here.
Yeah.
All right. That's the tech that I think is going to be the coolest.
How long until that, you think? How long until?
I think a while still.
Really?
It's just hard to create, because I don't know enough about it, of how they're trying to create it. Is it holograms? Is it
I would imagine
pictures? Is it videos? But it's like, how do you do that all the time?
I would imagine it's something like a Neuralink thing, where it's connected to your brain and it's like a dream, but like a real dream. Because I mean, think about dreams, man. They feel realistic. You don't realize that you're dreaming most of the time.
Yeah.
Some people have learned that lucid dreaming, but you're in this dream. You wake up, you still feel the emotions of that dream. Sometimes, you've had a dream where your wife pisses you off, and you wake up and you're pissed off at her. It's weird.
Yeah.
And that's going to be where you get to choose what that experience is.
Yeah, but the weird thing with, if it is like a Neuralink, how do you regulate what I'm perceiving as real and putting it on you to see what I want you to look at?
Like,
it's like you got a Mysterio Spider-Man situation.
mm-hmm.
Mysterio is cogniting this entire illusion in front of you that he wants you to believe is real.
Mm-hmm.
And it is real.
Yeah.
You're experiencing it. It's real.
Yeah.
But that's not the reality that I want to experience. But you're forced to see it.
Oh, so you think it's going to be like a reality? Oh, like where one day, like the Matrix.
Yeah.
You're going to live in this world where you're in this cubicle and you're stuck doing what you hate. And that was the whole idea. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, like you said, the fall of man will be before that.
Yeah.
Come on, Jesus.
Come on,
Jesus.
It's just hard to think of, like, also, we've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen it, but in movies.
Right.
We haven't seen it in the real world. When we see it for the first time in the real world, I think everybody will figure out how to react to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cool fantasy to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be Iron Man.
Yeah.
To be able to talk to your computer and it's literally doing what you want.
Yeah.
Literally making things move, literally making things happen. The holograms in front of you, you can grab it and throw it. You can touch it. And I mean, there's a scene I remember, I forget what Iron Man movie it is, where he picks up this AR technology, augmented reality, because it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
He picks it up and he throws it at somebody, and they literally move like something's being thrown at them.
Yeah.
And it just like hits them, and it just disappeared on them.
Yeah.
But they thought, it's not real.
Right.
It's not going to do anything to you. It's
it tricks your brain.
But it tricked their brain. I mean, I know it's a movie, but this is the stuff that we're heading towards. Like, okay, last thing, man. There's this piece of technology that I think I haven't got to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
They're AR glasses.
Well,
I don't know if you've seen them before. You can literally plug up these glasses to your phone, to a computer, and it projects a screen in front of you. But it's like a hologram. Because you can just use them as regular glasses, and you can see people walk in front of you. It's like the Google glasses from a long time ago.
I remember that.
But way better.
Wow.
Because it's hardwired. The company, I think they're called InReal is the company. You can buy them on Amazon. They're like $400 though. I want to buy them just to try it.
That's pretty cool.
They say you can plug it up to your phone, and you can put 108 inch screen in front of you.
Dang, watch
and
movies
it's
and
OLED,
stuff like that.
and it's OLED.
That's sick. That's pretty cool. See, and then all this stuff is so cool.
And it's cool.
So you want to do it, but then it's
Yeah, like the best example somebody said was they used it on a plane.
Oh, nice.
So he's like, I'm watching 108 inch screen movie
On a plane.
on a plane. Nobody even knows around me that it's happening.
Nice. Yeah, that is cool. Man.
I'll send it to you to look at it.
Yeah, I want to check it out. InReal?
InReal.
Yeah, I'll check it out. See? You heard that?
I heard that now, yeah.
Is that fireworks?
You can't pop fireworks.
No.
Doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah, something's going on. All right, well, yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll do this again because, like I said, every day there's new developments. So next time we'll have some specific stories we want to cover, and we'll go through some AI tech stuff and talk about it. But
do some videos and look through some stuff and watch it together.
Yeah, this was a good first one with you on here, and thanks for coming on. It's gonna be interesting to see how fast all this stuff moves, and maybe like I'll be doing this show 2 or 3 years down the road, and we'll look back and say, look what changed just 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing this show with those freaking glasses, and we're not even going to be actually with each other. You're just going to be like on the chair with the glasses. Yeah, I'm going to see you like that. So, all right, man. Well, do you have anything you want to promote?
No, just make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Appreciate it.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, it's a good one.
Yeah.
All kinds of guests coming on in the future too.
Yes, sir.
If you didn't listen to the episode where he had the cop on, that was a good episode. Check it out.
Interesting to hear that perspective.
Interesting to hear that perspective, because you hear a lot of people that are cops, and it's even where you cop in an area makes the difference.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I won't talk any more about that.
No, for sure, though.
But go check it out. Go listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good. Cool, man. Well, that's it. Another episode. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Peace.